Now let's talk about what kind of protein you should be having. So generally speaking, from a health and nutrient density perspective, and just the perspective of actually absorbing adequate amounts of protein, animal protein is generally speaking going to be the best. So beef, chicken, eggs, to a certain extent dairy. This is kind of its own category. It's not going to have quite as much as something like a chicken breast, but things like milk and cheese and yogurt to a certain extent are going to have some protein in them. Now, animal protein tends to be sort of a complete amino acid profile. It tends to have far more in the way of nutrients like zinc, iron, a lot of B vitamins, B12 in particular, that you just can't get typically from plant protein. Now, this isn't to say that if you're vegan or vegetarian, you can't get protein from elsewhere. You can, but the same way iron, for example, is way better absorbed through heme iron, which is exclusively found in animals, and the same way DHA and EPA, which are found pretty much exclusively in fish, is way better absorbed than ALA, which is found in flaxseed. There is a type of protein that tends to be better well absorbed from animal protein rather than vegetable protein. But if you're a vegan or vegetarian, there are options. So the top one here, legumes, beans, peas, and lentils. So things like soybeans, tofu, tempeh, stuff like that. Kidney beans, garbanzo beans, stuff of that nature. Vegetables and fruit are going to have some protein. Like if you look up Brussels sprouts on MyFitnessPal or something like that, you'll see some protein in it, but it's very, very small. I once had someone insist to me that broccoli has a ton of protein in it. It does not. Like if you just look it up, it really doesn't have that much in the way of protein in it. So you might get some to round out your protein from other sources for the day, but it's not really going to have that much in the way of protein. And then supplements / isolates. So these are really derivatives of these things up here. So the two most famous, the kings, as you might call them, would be whey and casein. So whey, the most famous one, more fast digesting post-workout. Casein, more slow digesting, tends to be an overnight thing to replenish that protein while you're sleeping and not consuming food. And then there are other types of protein that you can get. They're a little bit gnarly in terms of taste, depending on the one you get, but things like pea protein for vegans and vegetarians, and then egg and protein and beef protein.